Also, if you make an illegal move, you lose, because that's considered cheating, okay? Alright, you ready, my man? Alright, you can start me. Yeah, just start. Yeah.
Traffic. This way, right here.
No, I gotta come around.
Come on. Sit right here.
The light is horrible.
Great game, bro. Only $5 I'm not gonna beat you, Chad. That's her job. I'm gonna play chess with you.
Have a good one.
Have a good one. Chad.
God.
Time.
Alright, good game.
Down.
Good game.
Ooh, you're a strong player, bro.
No,
That was good.
not
Yeah.
that.
That was really good. That
You
was
want to
good.
play again?
Yeah, I guess, sure. Hello everyone. This is a recap of the game that was shown in the video above. So first of all, this game is played in Washington Square Park last weekend, and my opponent was a very strong cannon master. At least his attacking style was very, very sharp. I have to say, it did bring me under a lot of pressure. Okay, so the game started e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, d4, and we have arrived at the Scotch. The Scotch is a very interesting opening. For whites, though, you're instantly opening up the center for your development. And my opponent here actually chose a very special line, bishop c4. And this is called the Scotch Gambit. And whites doesn't care about pawns, rather he cares more about where his pieces should be placed, right? So, knight f6, this is theory, e5, d5. d5 is a very important move. Keep in mind that in the Scotch, when your f6 knight is hit, you really don't want to move that. Because white has a ton of options here. Bishop d5 is one of the options, castling, right? Uh, even queen e2. Like, all these moves are definitely playable for whites. And the problem for black is that e4 knight is not a strength. Rather, it's pretty awkward. It can be attacked in many different ways, and moreover, these kingside pawns are extremely weak. So you don't want to do that. But the correct move here is to play d5, right? Counter attacking the bishop, and basically saying that, okay, no nonsense. We do not want your bishop eyeing our pawn on f7. Alright, okay. Obviously not e6, that's a mouse slip. d5, bishop b5 is the main move. Knight e4, only now our knight's good in center. Knight takes, bishop d7, bishop c5. Again, this is all theory. Knight c3. Okay, so here is where the structures gets kind of becomes concrete, right? The structure is very obvious. Both sides have a double pawn on the c file, and although this is not really beneficial for both sides, it does open up the b file. But mainly the b file could be used by black, right? White's goal is not really on the queen side, but rather to attack on the king side, as we will see later. All right, so castles, bishop e3, take, bishop f5. Again, this trade was just to make sure that my bishop on d7 has a good future, because here, that's, of course, I realized that, okay, my bishop on d7, not a really good piece. I want this bishop to go to e4. And to do that, he needs to go to f5 first. Unfortunately, though, that is covered by the knight, and that is one of the reasons why I took on d4. Okay, and take on d4, bishop f5, queen h5, queen d7. I didn't play bishop e4 right away because white can just play g4 and start the attack. But okay, I went queen d7 just to prevent this first. h3, bishop g6, queen h4, rook b8. Of course, we have to use the b file of some sort because again, what we don't want is to do nothing and wait to be crushed on the king side. That's what we don't want. Alright, so g4 anyways. Now, white has a huge threat of f5, and obviously there's not a lot of real estate for my bishop, but not rook b5, so bishop e4, getting the bishop out of the way. So here's another point I want to make. Alright, although I achieved my goal, my bishop looks pretty happy, but the problem with that is it doesn't really have any teammates to work with, right? So if you guys ever play sports like basketball, for example, a single person cannot do much. You need all 5 players, all the teammates. All right, that's where you can make all the plays happen and score points. So this is what's happening here. I have a single bishop on e4. It's a very nice piece, I have to admit, but again, without the coordination of my queen, my rooks, it's simply not going to do much. On contrast, for white, it looks like their piece is bishop on d4. It's sandwiched. It's not great. Queen h4, it's alone, but they all have a common goal. They're all facing in one direction. So, yeah, it's getting very dangerous for me. So f5, rook b2. I have to find some sort of counterplay, right? Because otherwise, again, I'm just going to lose without a fight, and you don't want that. And here I played the c5 move. Honestly, I don't think computer likes this move. It just thinks I'm giving away a pawn for free. But in a blitz game or a human point of view, c5 it's very practical. With that being said, after takes, queen b5, bishop d4, rook b1, all these moves like comes in straight hits. Boom, 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 boom. So I sacrificed a pretty useless pawn on c6 to activate um, my queen, which is a much, I think, wiser decision than just to protect my pawn and not do anything with it. All right. So, but even in that case, my position is still not really good because, again, a single queen, not gonna do much, right? I need my rooks. But unfortunately, once again, um, life have proven that you can't get everything you want. My rook is a key defender to my king, although it doesn't really show now. But in the future, we can definitely tell that without our rooks, our king would instantly fall apart. All right, so king h4, queen e1, pinning the rook, g5, and here is where my opponent made such a big blunder, queen g5. This is not a good move. So I would encourage you to try to pause the video here and try to figure out what to do if you're black. Alright, we are back. If you have found c5, then get lost, because you're an absolute genius. What's more genius than hanging upon one move? Sacrificing the rook. Now, I know Gotham will be really proud of this, and probably, if you're a Gotham viewer or you're a Gotham fan, finding this tactic should be piece of cake for you. Alright, but unfortunately, I don't watch Gotham as much, so in the game, I did not find c5 with like 30 seconds on the clock. But c5, deflecting the bishop from protecting the pawn, and after takes, rook takes c5. The idea, if you take f6, just forks, and you win. Right? If you don't take the rook, however, your king's gonna fall apart. So black is just winning here. Yeah, I did not see that, so with like 30 seconds on the clock, once again. But again, it's blitz. So after I missed my chance, my opponent's incidentally missed his. Queen takes c7 wins on the spot here. The bishop protects the rook, threatening mate. If I go here, that's a fork. Game over, right? Nothing too complicated. Instead, my opponent played bishop c5 check instead of queen f7, which is really just a horrible move. But after king g8, I'm safe. Rook f8, rook g2. But even though he just missed this chance, e7 would most likely still win the game. Because, first of all, rook's under attack, and I have to move it somewhere along this rank to guard promotion, right? It doesn't really matter where I move it. Bishop takes f6. I'm getting crushed on the g file, and I don't think I'm going to survive this. Alright? Okay, but instead of that, my opponent played rook g2, which is really a chicken out move, like now trade queens. And the game should end a draw, but unfortunately though, I did get flagged because I was 10 seconds, like 5-10 seconds on the clock, and I'm not really fast. So yeah, but that's not important. The important part is the middle game. It's very interesting how the opposite color bishops turned out to be, and yeah, I hope you guys have learned something, and hopefully my explanation made the game more clear. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.